Hi everyone.
Hi.
We're
Hey
Hello.
we're
everyone.
here with Creativa Connect and Prehistoric Kingdom team. We have Karen, our community manager, and Maui, creative director from Prehistoric Kingdom team. Baron, audio and UI lead, and Nathan. Nobody knows what he does. Team stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, he's an art lead. So yeah, thanks for joining us today. We're gonna chat a little bit about the game, what's coming, what is already done, how the development process goes, and if you guys will have any questions, um, we'll have a mini QA session at the end where we'll be trying to answer all as many as possible. But other than that, yeah, we'll go through certain section and yeah, and tell you more a little bit more about the game.
Um, yeah, so first we're going to start with background. If everybody could introduce themselves, we'll start with you, Mao.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Mao. Mao for short. My name is Maurizio, and I am creative lead for Prehistoric Kingdom. And behind the scenes, I do a bit of everything: a bit of programming, a bit of coding, which is programming, animation, level design. So yeah, bit of a jack of all trades, master of none.
All right, Byron,
Right.
your time to shine. Come on.
Uh, my name is Byron. The people in the Discord probably know me as Nano. I am a UI artist and the audio lead of Prehistoric Kingdom. I also write the music, and it's usually my job to oversee a lot of the more environmental integration of our assets into the game engine. So adding trees and then also doing a lot of audio implementation. That's my job really.
Great stuff. Doing a good job. All right, Nathan, you wanna tell us a little bit more about what you're not doing for the game?
Yeah, I'm Nathan. I do a bit of everything in terms of art. Like, so I mainly do buildings and hard surface art and objects for the building for the game. And I also work on environmental art such as foliage and trees and stuff. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's awesome. Love it.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's good to mention probably that you guys all are work remotely and from different countries and
Yeah.
places, right? Can you tell us a little bit more where you're from? Maui, I know you're not far from us, or
Well, I live in Romania,
not
so
not so
very
far.
much Europe based.
Yeah, a
Right?
little
Yeah.
United Kingdom. So I guess I'm closer in a way.
At least you have still light in your window, so
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
important. Yeah,
living in
cool.
Australia. It's 3 a.m. Tired. It's just how you get used to it.
Yeah.
But
What you
you're
get
here
for
with
living
us.
in the world.
Yep, still here.
So can you guys tell us a little bit? Not sure who want to take this question, but like, can you guys tell us like why and why you decided to make a prehistoric kingdom? Is like what inspired you to make a game like that?
I think for pretty much everyone on the team, the biggest kind of influence is obviously growing up with dinosaurs, right? Just that, so many popular franchises and media that kind of have these giant creatures. And as you get older and you start to play games and you get interested in development, it's kind of like, well, why don't we do this? Why isn't this, a thing that we could build? And so that's kind of what Prehistoric is, or Prehistoric Kingdom is for us. It's
Yeah.
a pure passion project.
Yeah, I can agree. It's very much passion driven. Like pretty much everyone in the team has a great passion for prehistoric animals and just wildlife in general. And we've always loved tycoon simulations and all sorts of management games. And we've always wanted to create a game like this. And yeah, we think it kind of captures our dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
think everyone.
It definitely looks like it seems like it fulfills a lot of people dreams as well to play this game because it grows pretty well. The wish list is growing. You guys get a lot of the community grows on a daily basis, and you're very active. And by the way, whoever is joining us, you guys make sure that you join Discord. The developers are very active. I believe it's discord.gg/prehistoric kingdom.
I think it's
Do we
PK
have a thing?
game.
Oh,
Uh,
PK game.
I
We're
should be able
gonna
to drop
we're
a
gonna
chat link
paste
in the
it in the
chat.
chat. Yeah. So if you're
Okay.
interested, join us. Very active community. You always can influence the development process, and yeah, that's a great place to be. Um, cool. So
Yes. So what got you interested in game development? it's not exactly the easiest of things. It's a pretty big task.
Yeah.
Well,
I think everyone on
sorry.
the team is kind of a creative person at heart. So game development is just one outlet to express that creativity. And like we said before, we're all interested in animals and especially prehistoric animals. So it just all works out.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Like I've always loved video games ever since I was like extremely young, and I've always wondered how like they work, or like what are the intricacies of them, and all the systems that hold everything together. And it's just a very passionate thing to talk about for me and everyone else on the team. It's just something we really wanted to do, and we wanted to pursue it and hopefully make it into a career.
Yeah, I think for me, I think a game that definitely comes to mind is probably World of Warcraft. I just remember walking around this huge world, like from a very young age, just listening to the music and all these different mechanics, and like how did they do this? And like now we live in an age where you have things like GDC, where there's just all this free information available, so anyone can jump in and just start going, and that's awesome.
That's great. And you guys pay a lot of attention. So Prehistoric Kingdom, what puts the Prehistoric Kingdom aside from other games is the great attention to animal itself, right? Like you spend. Can you tell us a little bit more about like your um, research process? Is like how you approach the process of like developing dinosaurs and just overall the structure of that process.
Well, we usually start out with a quick Google search that often leads to Wikipedia, which is a very easy source of information. And when we feel like we need to dig deeper into information, we usually look at some scientific papers and even fans. Sometimes fans will let us know if we've got something wrong, and if we deem that
Yeah.
change necessary for the game, then sure, we'll implement it.
Yeah, I saw some of your fans been fighting over the T-Rex lip. I think the previous blog was like, wow, it's like that many details goes in animal that been in instinct like for millions and millions years, right? So yeah, that's really cool. And then you just guys model it, and what impresses me is the animations as well. Is the animation work is really good. Can you tell us who's making those and the process as well?
These two boys.
Yep.
Good.
Mao and myself, we do animations for the animal. We like to look at a lot of references. It's especially difficult for mammals. For things like the woolly rhino, we had to look at a lot of like footage of rhinos and try and figure out exactly how they move. Because with mammals, unlike dinosaurs, you can actually kind of come up with what they move like. Whereas mammals, you have to actually look at footage because you can kind of get to this line where it's sort of uncanny if they don't move exactly how you'd want them to. So they have to be kind of perfect. So it's quite a great challenge, and they're especially fun to animate.
It's the same thing with sound as well. Like dinosaurs, there's some leeway you can get away with, right? There's a level of creativity there, but with mammals, there's a limit to how far you can push kind of weirdness or like this really unique character. So I think as a whole, like the hyenodon that we did is a, at least to me, is a nice balance between doing our own thing, but then also respecting the limits of mammalian stuff.
I thought you would just use the puppies and cats for reference and make the dinosaurs walk after them. Cool. So can you tell us a little bit more about the state of the game right now? Is like
Wait,
what's your
let's not
plan on or
let's
no
not jump
too
ahead too
far?
far. Yeah.
Okay, all right, Karen,
Okay.
you tell us then. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the start from the beginning a little bit. Go back, roll it back a little bit. Go to Kickstarter. What was that
So
like?
how you guys feel about those fences that we just showed?
Oh,
Well, yeah, like all of the stuff from the Kickstarter era, so to speak. It's amazing just how much we've all like developed our skills. We've all kind of fit into our own niches in terms of development, and everyone's kind of gotten better at what they do. And it's kind of piecing together really nicely. And it's come to this stage where everyone kind of relies on each other. It's like a big puzzle, and everyone fits together. And it's fantastic just to see how much everything's changed and how much higher quality everything. It's
Yeah,
just
like,
great.
Yeah.
like even with the team. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I will add later. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, even with the team, as Nathan was saying, like, the size has grown. We're much bigger than what we were at the time, and yet it still just feels like almost like a hobby project. Like it's just there's so much love being put into it, and like with the fences, for example, like that in itself just speaks volumes about how the game direction has improved and changed. Like it's not a grid-based small thing anymore. It's this huge freeform sandbox game, and it's really cool. It's just amazing to see how much it's changed.
Yeah, I always was impressed with your guys' uh, the ability to produce really good quality content on 3D and visual side. So and yeah, we're sharing the same DNA with you guys. Is we formed our team, started with a Kickstarter, so it was a journey. Huh? You
Yeah.
guys maybe can tell a little bit about the Kickstarter, like how you guys, like what was the process, how you felt during those 30 days of pain, you know.
It was a first for us, so it was very, very stressful. And for a long time, we didn't know whether it was going to go well. But thankfully, it did.
Yep.
We have seen a lot of support from everyone, and it's been really cool to see, especially when you consider we've upgraded that much since then. So it's really cool that people have been able to see beyond the visuals and be able to recognize what we wanted to go for. So that's really cool.
Great.
It was definitely very stressful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you made it. Yeah, that was a great time, and that's where we met together as well with Creativo,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah, it
started
was.
working after that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's really interesting journey as like forming your team is like and going through the process of Kickstarter, because what some fans don't realize that the Kickstarter is what it is. It's a kickstart for the project, but there's so much more. Like the funding is definitely not enough on what usually developers asking because there's like so many fees coming from all the places. Like those funds is like a water. You're trying to hold it. It's just like you go through your through your fingers, you know, and surviving for this long is great achievement. You know, it's like that's a lot of work, a lot of communications between teams, especially if you work remotely. So yeah, great job in that, and we're very proud of working with you guys. And
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
let's continue kicking some butts together and making Prehistoric Kingdom great. But yeah,
Make Prehistoric Kingdom great again.
hey, don't go that right. Don't go on that side of the things.
All right, so I'm gonna show a few
Gonna
slides.
fire up
So
your chat.
yeah, on that note, I'm gonna switch over, cut the audio for a second. Go to
Yeah.
go to the before and after slides that we prepared. That was super cool. I really want us to talk about that. So let me show this real quick. So this was the early stages back in the day of Kickstarter, and this where it is now, which is 1,000 times more cool. I mean, right? Like, okay, so then this is pretty cool, you know, modular buildings, right? Like, sweet. And then it's epic buildings. So, yeah, back to you guys. Yeah, let's chat
To,
about
to be
that. Like,
clear, there's no promotion for Epic. So Epic,
oh
it's
man, I
not
laughed
paid
so loud.
sponsorship or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the difference is amazing, especially the forest, the jungle side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much more details. Good job. Yeah, can you guys tell us a little bit more? Yeah.
Well, we basically like we sold the idea at Kickstarter that we would do all these things, and the visuals back then were a certain way, and then we looked back a year after, and we thought to ourselves, that doesn't look or feel or play as nicely as we would like it to. So we kind of went back, cleaned some things up, cleaned especially some development pipelines up, and thought, wow, we can actually do a lot better now. So we thought it'd be more beneficial long run to slightly delay the game, but have much better quality for the future.
Yeah, that's a good choice because that's what exactly we did with the Universum as well, and some of our fans probably hear and know that we promised to release the game at different time, and we just decided to bite the bullet as well and just deliver bigger and greater game, you know, and we're happy with that. It's again, is like it only hurts us mostly because again for developer it is more expensive and more time consuming to redo something and deliver better
Yep.
quality than we're not doing that. It's like that landing on the moon, right? Or like we're not doing it because it's easy. We're doing it because it's hard. You know, it's like it's something that makes our games better, not because we're just enjoy redoing things. We hate redoing things. You know,
Yeah.
we just want to make things look much better and be a bigger and brighter. brighter project, because it is a dream project, it is a passion project, and when we take our time, we take our time not because you know, we want that. We doing that kind of for the community. We're doing that for the game. We want it to be bigger and brighter project. But yeah, you guys doing a great job on the progress is there. You know, it's like we definitely can see that, and
Thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So awesome. Um, yeah. So, one thing that I'm looking forward to is also listening to the sounds. Like that's something that you guys have been working really hard on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Byron, want to tell us about that?
So sounds
Aaron is
are like
doing beatboxing when he's recording. All the
every
sounds
animal in
are
the game
produced
is just
by
me
by
screaming.
Baron himself. That he's voiceovering the dinosaurs.
So far they like it, so we'll keep doing that. But yeah, no, it's been interesting because when I first joined the project, I wasn't meant to do sounds. I was meant to do one piece of music for the game, and I was supposed to leave, but I never left, so that's awkward.
We can always
But
arrange that.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's still under question. So
If you fire me, absolutely nothing will happen. But yeah, with the sounds, it's really cool. I never thought I'd be doing something like this, but over the past year, I've been learning a lot, and I've got a lot of great feedback from the community. And like when you break it down to its core, the animals are essentially just different layers, and they don't have to be particularly animals. Like I think the Edmontosaurus, the main kind of layer is glass. It's pitched down, and it creates this really cool kind of guttural sound that you can mix with camels and all these other different kind of big animals. And you pretty much do that for everything. And from that, you just get a whole bunch of really interesting variation, and it's just a lot of fun.
it's great to see that you're enjoying it that much.
Yeah.
super cool. So Nathan, we haven't
Hey.
heard a lot about hard surface. Like what does that entail and
How hard it is actually.
and what
Well,
surface? What is the deeper level of the surface? Huh?
well, obviously, if you're going to run a massive prehistoric theme park, you're going to need buildings to, supply your guests with their needs. So like their food and drinks and their facilities to sleep in. And obviously, that's a pretty awesome process for me to kind of come up with the designs and the concepts for these structures. And there's a lot of thought that goes into them because obviously I have to think about how they actually work functionally. Like if they make sense, I have to make sure that they are, well, just architecturally accurate and, you know, just they look good as well. They have to look great. And I try my best, and I hope they do look good to people. People seem to really like the TRex Cafe, and I'm extremely proud of that one. So yeah, I hope to keep it up. And yeah, I also do a lot of smaller stuff like for the modular system. So like beams, lights, stuff like that for you to mess around with as a player. So yeah.
And what do you
All of
work
that.
at? What do you
Yeah,
work
sorry.
in? I feel like
Oh,
the hard surface is like a super
right.
cool thing, but
Yeah, it is. I usually work in Blender to actually model everything, and then Substance Painter to actually put the textures together. But recently, we did actually come up with a pretty nice and streamlined process where everything shares like one atlas, one texture atlas. So it's quite easy to produce new models and very streamlined. So we just pretty much can throw them into the game and they look good. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, with the games like this, is the performance is going to be the main enemy to fight with in the long run as you develop. So it's very important to optimize stuff. So atlasing textures is a big deal. Yeah, and especially the textures themselves, especially probably in animals. I'm not sure, but like the animals are pretty big creatures, and if you can get close to them, so you want those like crispy clean textures, that's mean
Oh yeah.
high resolution, a lot of memory space are going to be used for that. So it's very important to do it right from the beginning. Yeah.
speaking of animals, I'm just gonna show a side by side of a T-Rex from before and current, real quick.
Oh no,
Um,
bones? Are you gonna show?
this is the early days and the current, and you can pretty clearly see the difference.
Not gonna hear us, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
nope. So
I
yeah,
wanna. Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope you all can see.
Talking about crispy, clear texturing. So that's how important it is to do a good job in that.
Yeah,
See the
I can
lips.
see
Yes.
Chad is saying day and night,
You
and
can
yeah,
see lips.
absolutely. I mean, it's come so far. It's so cool.
Yeah, just
Um,
touching on that for a sec.
yeah,
We're putting so much effort into making sure like the materials and the rendering of the animals are as good as they can be.
So
So
what do you
that's
use
definitely.
for texture? Oh, sorry if you didn't
Oh
finish.
no, you go on.
No, how do you come up with texture? Is it hand drawn or you use like other animals and modify them, like the skin itself and stuff like that?
Okay, who
When
knows
you guys
Cindy's
texture?
pipeline best?
So
Uh,
we do a bit of everything in that regard. I know that Cindy, which is our animal texture artist, works. Um, so she uses some references from living animals, but she also hand sculpts some of the details, some of the finer details, or even some of the bigger details, muscles and veins and skin folds and all of that stuff. But we definitely use a lot of real life reference in order to make the animals look as lifelike as we can make them.
and then speaking of the modeling, so when you added in the shake, like the muscle shake, I forgot what it was actually called, the soft body aspect of it.
The
Jiggle
jiggle
Um,
bone.
bone.
the jiggle bone, that was it. Yeah, I mean it's very obvious.
You're going.
Jiggle bones. Yeah, so I mean it's a great direction. Obviously, it's improved. It's amazing. So how did you go about doing that? Because this is pretty new.
Well, we saw we we noticed what the standard for animal animation within the industry is, and we learned that we could do a little better than we were. So we, in some cases, we went back and we added some bones where necessary, where we felt like adding that specific bone would make the animal feel more alive, which we hope definitely transpires through the animation. We strive to make the animations, like the modeling and like the texturing, as lifelike as we can. So here for this recording, I was preparing an exhibit build, which I'm going to put an animal in later. You'll see. But I was just fiddling around with the modular system and the building system to essentially create an exhibit the way I wanted to. I could use the modular tools that we prepared in the game to make sure that our creativity basically could run wild. We've even got sunshades, as you'll soon see, or as
Awesome
you've
addition.
already seen. Yeah, just anything to make it feel like a real zoo or a real theme park.
So everything is modular, resizable, and you can adjust pretty much all the shapes and stuff like that.
Most things, yes, most things. There's some structures that are pre-made and you cannot edit. Some of the functional ones, for example, restaurants or cafes or bathrooms. Now those are pre-mades, which they come with different presets to fit your specific look that fit with the modular system. But within the modular system, yes, every object is resizable. Some even are recolorable, and you can use the grid and free placement for anything.
That's really cool. So how's the process goes for that? I would say technology or feature is when you play the game. So I can just like build my park and start building buildings the way I want them. Or how's the process overall goes? It's like
So
what's the workflow for that?
looking at industry feedback from these kind of features, we've seen that there's a crowd that really loves this kind of thing, and there's a crowd that isn't so much into it. So we compromised by making the actual like park facilities, like restaurants, gift shops. Those are made by us. They are placed in the world, and they have construction timers, and you don't have to do anything. Eventually, we'd like to expand those and have new levels of customization, but the modular stuff is mostly decorative. And currently we plan to have some kind of system where animals would like shelters, just so we can integrate the two systems better. But yeah, no, modular building, totally flexible, totally customizable, and it's just going to keep getting better as we develop.
It's very exciting. Yeah, will give your fans a lot of tools to be creative and create a lot of content that they will be able to share with their friends. Yeah, looks really good. Good job on that. Any difficult challenges on this? You guys can talk about something that you hate about this that makes your life a nightmare.
Well,
Um,
I can speak for myself. I know Mao has to do a lot. It's a big system, and he can obviously speak more about that himself. But there's going to be a lot of pieces for people to play around with. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time cranking out models and stuff for people to mess around with. And it's a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So that's one thing that's frustrating, but it's not like annoying, so to speak. It's going to be amazing, basically.
Awesome.
and Nathan does the art for it. When it comes to coding, which I handle, there's a lot of edge cases to account for because it's a big system and it's a lot for two people basically to make, so or even three. But it's still a lot. So there's a lot of testing to be made to make sure that everything is seamless, and we allow people to have a smooth experience with it, so that they don't have to look up guides or fiddle with it too long before they can actually learn it. We try to make it as smooth and as interactive as possible.
Awesome. And one of the questions from chat was, is it going to be a workshop compatible? Is that something that you guys plan to allow them to add more content to the game by themselves?
At some point, I think we would like to do something like a workshop, if I'm not mistaken, but there's no ETA on when that'll be a thing.
Yeah, like you said.
So
At
for now,
first,
take it probably as no, but like team probably will work hard to make it possible if all goes
not at
well.
first, but definitely something we'd like to look into in the future.
Awesome.
I keep showing some videos. I'm going to show the second one here. It's a little bit more.
Oh, there he is.
The boy.
What is his name? The boy? You call
Let's
him?
call him,
The
call him
boy
Jim.
TM trademark.
Yeah, he's wandering around, very, very lonely. On that kind of, can you tell us a little bit more about the quantity of animals that you're planning to add? Because I know that the number is ridiculous. Um, so what's your plan on that side?
There's a lot. There's a few. I think we will talk more about animals and that kind of stuff next month, in terms of like numbers and like what to expect. But there's still going to be plenty, and they're very as much of a quality as we can give to them, pretty much.
Yeah.
There is a lot of animals, but we want to make sure that our core philosophy here is quality over quantity. So we would much rather have maybe fewer animals, but at a much higher quality than a lot of animals that are maybe half-assed. So, but with that said, obviously, a lot of species to choose from, and people will definitely have their fill with different kinds of critters they can have running around their park.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any favorite species, or like
Ooh.
that you love to work, or just pretty much play in the game while everybody's waiting?
I think my personal favorite to work on for sounds was Baryonyx. I love his sounds. So I do like that. In terms of just animal in the game, I have a soft spot for this little guy called Guanlong. It's this little birdie thing, basically.
They didn't call him Byrononyx for no reason, so that's why I probably like it.
Pyromaniac.
Close.
Right?
My personal favorite within Prehistoric Kingdom, probably the Hyenodon. Because you gotta love that weird bear, wolf, cat creature. It's so cool, and the animations that we do to bring it to life is amazing. And I especially love the audio that Nano did for it. It's so good. It's so weird. It's like it sounds familiar but alien at the same time, and it's fantastic. I love it.
I love your animation, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Wish we had them to show you guys. Maybe next stream we can reveal some sounds and
Oh.
actual animals.
Or
maybe we have.
Oh yeah.
Or we could
Oh,
do one.
okay.
or we could do maybe two things
right.
right now.
You guys ready? Great hair.
Yeah.
Very hairy boy.
That's something we're actually very proud of. One of our programmers, Seth, made that first shader, and we adore him for that.
Yeah.
Important question for Byron as well. Yeah, it's like, have you ever produced any sounds by yourself, like with your mouth,
Yeah.
or maybe
Uh,
animals? That's interesting. We want to see that video. If
okay. So, confession time. In the Brachiosaurus, it does this weird glug glug noise, which is like the end of the
oh
sound. It's like a weird like,
no,
glug 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 glug. I think that's me like rolling my tongue or something, and I pitched that down all the way, and then it just has this really cool ethereal kind of quality to it. So yeah, no, there's animals that I'm in.
well, our body is a great tool for producing sounds for this kind of animals. Like it can do this, so it can slow it down
Oh, I have
and
to
So
go.
when
cut
you
down.
when you ask what animal made it into the animal sounds in PK, it's actually human. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a
human.
vast amount of human in the animal sounds.
Maybe you can sometimes recognize your favorite developer by
Yeah.
playing the game.
Maybe.
But yeah,
Cameos of everybody.
right.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's see if chat has some questions.
Yeah, let's do a mini QA session, you guys. If you have questions, so of course not all of them will be answered because a lot, but yeah. Somebody's asking why my Switch is too close to the edge. Well, in the fall. No, it protected with golden AK prop gun, so we good. It's good, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, chat goes so fast for me; it's so tiny, so I can't read
I'm
it.
trying. All right, you guys stop asking questions. The QA session is over.
Yeah, right.
But no,
Okay,
I've
let's
so
got
make
an
it bigger.
interesting one
Make
here
it bigger.
for me at least.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
yeah, go ahead,
ask.
Byron.
Say who said it,
okay.
please.
Awuziel says, "What made you guys choose what sounds to make for each animal?" Usually, when I start that process, I do a bit of research, like how we usually do. And if there's no kind of data about how the animal sounds in real life, then I usually just write down a few keywords and adjectives that I kind of want the animal to sound like. I know with the baryonyx, it was just kind of like scream was the main one. And then it's just a matter of finding those recipes. Like for the Barry, it was balloon was in there as like releasing a balloon just made this weird nasty screech. So it's all about like what kind of personality we want to give to the creatures. Really, that's kind of how we make that choice.
That's cool. The Reaper sounds 795 asking if can my T-Rex eat visitors?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually.
That's probably the best way to feed them, the cheapest way. So the animals are gonna attack if the fence is broken or something like that.
Yeah. Like if animals are unhappy, they will escape and cause havoc in your park. So
All kinds of fun.
Can put the Jurassic Park tone.
yeah, pretty much kind of.
Cool. Let's see. What other questions?
I see a question
Yeah.
Mhm.
from Quiggy 2006. He asks, "What is the difference between Planet Zoo and this?" On the surface, they may be pretty similar games, but obviously beyond the fact that Prehistoric Kingdom has prehistoric animals, the games differ when it comes to micromanaging your creations. Prehistoric Kingdom is a lot more clear cut when it comes to making your part quickly if you so desire, whereas you also have the opportunity to go very much in depth with every detail and um, every minute buildings, much like in PZ. But yeah, in PK, there's a few tools that make it easier to create a part quickly, the way you want to still.
we're working on a much larger scale, so it's important that we have that user experience tweaked to make sure that players can build quickly if they need to.
The good question from Warpath Dinosaur asking, was the time that they have been in development and all the members who are part of the project, are they satisfied with the current level of quality of the game? Do you think the team will be able to offer even more in the coming years? Greetings, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very happy with the progress that we made, and we're very excited to just do more. Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
And
Very
Oh,
OJ Shrimson asking if Nano, will you imitate the French goggling sound? Right.
If you join our Discord server, I will hop into general chat after the stream and do it personally
The
for you.
Wow.
private
What?
session.
Wow.
dang.
Now that's a prize right there. He won't do
That's-
it even.
We could have go viral right now.
I
Sorry.
know.
I
I'm
hope
like,
not.
I want to.
I'd like to have a career.
A few seconds of shame. But no.
Okay.
It's pretty. That's excellent.
Harry the Witch Slayer asks if the plant brush is still a thing, and yes, you can still paint your environments with the plant brush. It's not showing off in any of the videos right now. We're using the modular system, but it's definitely the game, and you can make an environment pretty much like that.
And Kentucky guy asking, will animals will be able to interact with visitors? Will we get things like feeding station, such as platforms where guests can fit sauropods or hardizars? So I guess the question will be is like how complicated or like how deep is the guest to animal relationship system is, like
If I can
what
answer that, I think it might be a little bit too early to give a definite answer when it comes to visitor to dinosaur interaction. Obviously, we would like to make it as in depth as we can, but that's something we'll have to see for the future.
I see. Any other questions that you guys see that you would like to answer before I ask the next one?
I saw Best in Slow ask, why isn't New Tyrannus a 5-star dinosaur? It won't be a 5-star dinosaur, but we have been shifting some of the star ratings around, especially for some of the mammals. And New Tyrannus is now a 3-star animal, so if that helps, I hope it does.
Oh,
And there was a question about baby dinos. Swerve YouTube, I'm guessing. Sorry about the names. I'm like extremely bad at it. And he asked
it's
like,
not that you're bad with it. They're very creative with
they're
them.
very creative. They're more creative
Sorry,
than me.
it is.
So, yeah, could you use baby dinos, smaller dinos as petting zoo, or allow guests to walk with them in an enclosure? So, like baby dinos, definitely want to hear about that.
It's something we'd be
Yeah.
interested to do, and we would love to have like walkthrough exhibits, so guests will be able to walk through your enclosures. But we'll actually have to look into if we can do a proper petting zoo. But at the very least, you'll be able to have guests walking through the enclosure with babies. So.
Baby dinos. See, yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and the question from me personally, since we brought you guys the rideable dinosaur for the PAX West, so the question we've got from some of the fans that've been riding that dinosaur at the event is, will you be able to ride dinosaurs in the game? It's like with your character or as a guest?
There might be some ethical questions when it comes to riding animals in a zoo, but
Yeah.
the corporate answer would be we'll look into it.
All right.
Right. Uh,
Um,
and did we answer if there'll be invertebrates? Andrewsaurus the nerd. Will there be invertebrates in Prehistoric Kingdom?
I just blanked. I forgot what invertebrates were. Oh god.
we don't know.
No bones.
Yeah, thank you.
Miro would solve it for you.
Stop asking difficult questions.
I know.
Too many
It's
words.
like um, any water aquatic animals might be an invertebrate.
There's something, if we're
Well,
able
if-
to do them, we'd like to do them at some point. If
Um,
like development time allows for us
um,
post launch.
From Awesome Nth, what animal has been the most difficult to develop? Is there an animal, or are they all the same? You guys think?
It's a good question.
T-Rex
I
lip was his lip is like, I see that's back and forth.
Actually,
Oh,
in a spirit of teasers, there is one upcoming animal that's been very, very tough to get right.
Yeah.
Which you will see soon enough, maybe even next month, should things go well. So he's been very hard. You'll know what we're talking about.
Okay, and I guess the big question from everyone who's watching it is about our release plans and game updates, when they can put their hands on the game, see the new trailer maybe. And so can you guys tell us a little bit more about that?
Right. In that sense, I do have some news about that. Obviously, when it comes to release date, we'll be letting you guys know more next month. I'm pretty sure we'll be doing another live stream next month, and we'll definitely show a teaser, some cool new information about the release date. So there's a lot of work to be done for that. So we won't have devlogs for August and September, but we hope we'll make more than up for it with the upcoming stream and upcoming information we're going to release.
Yes, we're very excited for September.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm super
Yeah,
excited.
and we'll continue doing the connect session with developers. If you guys enjoy it, of course,
Oh yeah,
make sure you subscribe or subscribe to or follow our channel or subscribe to our emails, and we're gonna notify you when we go live. We'll work hard with Byron and try to make him actually produce the sounds in a real time. So we're gonna see if we can make him a good offer that he can't refuse.
I know.
You
I
got to
want to.
loosen me up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys want to take a few more questions before we wrap it up, or
Yeah.
what's the
We've
plans,
probably
Karen?
got.
Hmm? Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll probably do a few more if that's all right. Uh, now I got to find one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask yourself the question, but yeah. Well, I have let's see. Well, I have Alex and Karen. Do you have a favorite dinosaurs from Prismatic Flux? Karen, do you have a favorite dinosaur?
I would go with Triceratops. That was my favorite as a kid. It's like a classic.
And
Mine too.
and I
Yeah.
and I love pugs. Um,
Pug dino.
how far are they in the DNA chain? But no, I would say well, I mean, a little bit cliche, but like the T-Rex, right? Like the badass,
Yeah.
pardon my French, guy. So everybody loves him. So I'm gonna give you a safe answer. I mean, I don't know, like. To be honest, some of the dinosaur names you guys pronounce is like it's probably gonna be impossible with my accent to you guys will not even get what dinosaur is that, you know. It's just again let's say pugs and T-Rex. So yeah. All right. Let's see if any other questions you guys spotted that you would like to answer. Many questions. Again, if you guys, I'm sorry, just want to add, if you guys have questions and it was not answered, we're really sorry. But again, if you would like to get answer on those questions, please scan that barcode, join the Discord channel of Prehistoric Kingdom, and there's appropriate channels where you can ask questions, and developers will be happy to answer them. Especially probably today, if you're gonna start
oh yeah.
joining them. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
There's a question here on what our thoughts are on allowing animals to roam free and create an island without a park. And whilst that would be possible in Sandbox, it's not something that we really, encourage because that's not what the game is for. It's about making a zoo. So whilst it will be possible, so to speak, I wouldn't expect like a fully functioning ecosystem ever. Really, it's just not what the game's designed for.
Definitely.
If we have time for another, Von Artemis says, will animals have pattern/color variants? If we breed two animals, will the offspring perhaps inherit the pattern of the mother, but with the color of the father? So breeding, it's a while down the line, so I can't answer that, sorry. But animals do actually have different patterns that you can pick from. They are genetic skins that you unlock with DNA. And usually most animals have 3 of them, but some like the T-Rex and Triceratops have 4. So
Awesome. All right. I guess release times. You guys, can you share any windows, because I think that kind of slipped away a little bit, unless I missed it.
Yes. Okay. So in terms of broad windows, we'll definitely have something that we can show in terms of gameplay, even from a slightly wider audience by the end of the year,
Yes.
and releases next year.
Hopefully, the Christmas will come a little bit early this year for you guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know there's a few things baking in the oven, so you guys definitely will be excited. Yeah. Anything else?
There's a question here about will we add aquatics and flyers, and it's too early to say, but we definitely want to add those eventually at some point.
Planned.
Awesome. All right. Anything else left on your plan, Karen, that we would like to go through, or
Yeah.
that's no? All right.
For the most part, we did it. It worked.
It worked.
With an
Partially.
adaptation, we adapted and evolved.
Improvisation. Yeah.
Ah,
Life found a way.
life
think
found a way.